Welcome to F-Bomb Friday. I'm your host, Tracy Preston, along with my husband, Todd. Hey, hon.
Hey, baby.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's hit it. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein as a warning, not about monsters, about creation without understanding consequence. But here in Michigan, we didn't build a single creature in a lab. We built entire systems, entire campuses, entire philosophies around the idea that a human mind could be repaired, corrected, and made whole again. And if you zoom out far enough, it starts to feel less like healthcare history and more like something stitched together in the dark. Because Michigan didn't just treat people, it tried to reshape them. And the question underneath all of it is the same. What happens when a system decides a human being is something that can be rebuilt? On today's episode of F-Bomb Friday, we are talking about the Michigan Frankenstein complex. Eloise Psychiatric Hospital wasn't a hospital in the way we think of hospitals today. It was a city. At its peak, it had its own fire department, bakery, farm, morgue, housing, and medical wards spread across massive grounds. Thousands of people lived there at once, not visiting, living. And once you were inside, leaving wasn't always guaranteed. The idea was simple, almost optimistic in a disturbing way. If a person's mind was suffering, isolate it, structure it, treat it, rebuild it. But the reality was far messier. Patients weren't only treated, they were managed. Wards became categories. People became case files. And over time, Eloise began to feel less like a place of healing and more like an industrial process for sorting human behavior. This was an era when psychiatry often lived somewhere between science and guesswork, restraint-based care, hydrotherapy, electroshock treatment, and long-term institutionalization were all part of the landscape, sometimes without clear endings and often without the kind of individualized care we would expect today. And the most unsettling part isn't one single documented horror story. It's the scale. The idea that so many lives could be folded into one system and slowly lose their individuality inside it. Because Frankenstein isn't only about creating life. It's about what happens when you stop seeing life as sacred and start seeing it as something to be fixed. And that is what makes Eloise so different to look at. Historically, it wasn't just a hospital. It was a massive institutional city for the poor, the mentally ill, the elderly, the disabled, and people with nowhere else to go. At its peak, thousands of residents lived there at once, with estimates often placing the population between 10,000 and 12,000. It functioned as a combined asylum, poorhouse, infectious disease ward, orphan care facility, and nursing home. The harsh realities were impossible to ignore. During the overcrowded years, there were more patients than beds. People were placed in hallways, basements, and overflow wards. Some long-term residents stayed for years, even decades, and many were never meaningfully returned to the outside world once they entered the system. Eloise also housed mixed populations under one institutional umbrella: people with mental illness, elderly residents, people struggling with addiction, the poor, the disabled, and those with nowhere else to go. And like many institutions of its era, Eloise existed during a period of controversial psychiatric treatment: electroconvulsive therapy, insulin coma therapy, heavy sedation, and other now unsettling approaches were part of the broader medical landscape. Add in staff shortages, overcrowding, reports of unsanitary conditions, inconsistent supervision, and the breakdown of individualized care. And the picture, well, that becomes even darker. Then there is the folklore. Over the years, stories attached themselves to Eloise. Rumors of patients vanishing between records, alleged basement isolation rooms, screams heard in abandoned wards after closure, and the haunting weight of unmarked graves connected to the hospital cemetery. Some of these stories are legend, not confirmed record, but they survive because they speak to the fear Eloise still carries. That is why Eloise fits this Frankenstein idea so well. It combined poverty control, psychiatric experimentation, overcrowded institutional care, and industrial-scale housing of human suffering. It didn't treat illnesses. It processed pain at a massive scale. If Eloise feels like mass processing, Traverse City State Hospital feels like design with intention. It was built under the Kirkbride plan, and that detail matters because Kirkbride wasn't just architecture. It was a belief system, the idea that the sunlight could heal, structure could restore stability, environment could help recognize a suffering mind. The building itself was part of the treatment. Long wings stretched outward like a controlled nervous system. Light, air, movement, and routine were carefully engineered. It wasn't chaos, it was order. And that is what makes it so unsettling, because underneath that design was a very specific kind of confidence. If we control the environment carefully enough, maybe we can restore the person inside it. But human beings do not behave like architecture diagrams. And over time, these structures became less about healing and more about containment wrapped in optimism. There is something deeply Frankenstein about that idea. Not stitching flesh together, but trying to assemble a mind through architecture, routine, labor, and light, as if a human being was a room layout problem waiting to be solved. The Kirkbride plan was built around beauty, sunlight, nature, structure, and purpose. At Traverse City, that meant farms, orchards, barns, crafts, and work programs, all meant, at least in theory, to help patients heal. And that is the tragedy here. The story does not begin with cruelty, it begins with optimism. But over time, the idea began to collapse. Population numbers swelled, therapeutic work became institutional labor. Buildings designed for calm were repurposed for containment. Gardens faded, wards filled, and more patients became long-term residents instead of people expected to return home. By the mid-20th century, Traverse City existed in the same complicated psychiatric landscape as many institutions of its era. The electroconvulsive therapy, insulin shock therapy, lobotomies, heavy sedation, and long-term institutionalization all became part of the broader story. And then, as often happens with abandoned places, history became tangled with folklore. Stories surfaced about tunnel systems beneath the buildings, voices in Building 50 after closure, echoing footsteps in empty corridors, basement experiments, and rumors of deaths hidden during overcrowded years. Some of that belongs to legend, not confirmed record, but the folklore survives because the building itself still feels like a question no one fully answered. Traverse City State Hospital feels tragically Frankenstein because of that contrast. It began as a humane experiment in healing through environment. But over time, that philosophy was swallowed by overcrowding, containment, and institutional survival. And that is what makes it haunting. Not that the original idea was monstrous, but rather the idea built around healing could become something else entirely. Northville Psychiatric Hospital is where the story stops feeling like a theory and starts feeling like consequence. By the time we get here, much of the early optimism is gone. What remains is endurance. Long-term institutionalization. Patients who stayed for years, sometimes decades. People who did not recover in a traditional sense, but simply remained inside the system long enough that the system seemed to stop knowing what to do with them. This is where the Frankenstein parallel gets sharp. Because in Mary Shelley's story, the creature asks for recognition, a place in the world, a definition. But here, the horror is quieter. What if the system simply stops updating your status? Not dead, not cured, just still there. Northville opened in 1952, much later than Eloise and Traverse City, and it was built to relieve overcrowding at older institutions. It was designed as a modern psychiatric hospital, using psychotropic medications, also electroconvulsive therapy, behavioral therapy models, and locked inpatient care. But even modern systems can buckle. Northville exceeded its intended capacity. Many patients remain long-term. In later decades, the hospital faced underfunding, staff burnout, and inconsistent care in some wards. What was supposed to represent progress became another example of institutional pressure pushing against human need. And because Northville is more recent, its folklore feels different. Public stories describe shadow figures in hallways, voices in sealed wards, footsteps where no one should be walking, and the feeling of being watched during the demolition era. Now, some of these stories belong to legend, not confirmed record, but they linger because Northville represents something deeply uncomfortable. Not ancient brutality, not some distant asylum horror from another century, but a modern attempt at humane psychiatry that still could not escape the design collapse under pressure. All three places, Eloise, Traverse City, and Northville, they don't tell the same story. They tell a progression. Eloise is scale. Traverse City is design. Northville is aftermath. And together they form something that does not quite fit the word monster. But there was no single creature, no stitched together body, no lab table moment where life was pulled from death. Instead, there was something quieter, more systemic, more human. Michigan did not build monsters, it built attempts to fix people. And the deeper you go into that idea, the more uncomfortable it becomes, because it removes the distance between them and us. Frankenstein feared what man could create, but Michigan's history asks something sharper. What happens when we believe people are repairable and never stop trying to prove it? And that is where we leave it, right on the edge of Frankenfest. Because the scariest thing in this story is not what was built. It is the certainty that building it was a good idea at the time. Well, that certainly puts a new perspective on things.
It sure does.
The thought of being institutionalized in that era is absolutely horrifying.
It is. And I gotta say, I think the idea behind these systems were noble. But when the system started to collapse and fail, it was catastrophic.
But the sheer volume of people is gut-wrenching. And I think, and it's true, and I've heard it in other stories as well, you might check in, but you won't be checking out. Kind of like Hotel California.
Kind of like Hotel California, definitely.
And the therapies, my God, torture. That's torture.
Yes. And it was all pioneering science then. And like I said, I think the idea, it started out as something that they thought was going to be positive, but then it turned into something very horrible.
Demonstrative.
It didn't help people. It didn't fix people. It ruined people.
Yeah, you're just throwing them in a building and leaving them there.
And a lot of these people were put in there just simply because they were undesirable.
Right.
They were elderly, they were poor, orphaned. It's very sad, and no doubt it was overpopulated because of that reason.
Well, I can certainly see why these places are haunted.
Yes.
And I think Eloise, I watched a documentary with some paranormal ghost hunters that had gone there. Some of the things that they experienced were frightening. Like they were, like a woman was physically harmed.
Yeah.
Like scratch marks.
Right.
It's intense. We need to go. We need to call up Crossroads of Curiosity.
We need to go. Yes.
Come on, friends. Let's make a trip.
Yeah, we need our ghost hunter friends to go with us.
That's right. Well, this is all in perfect timing because we have a festival tomorrow.
That's right. We're going to Frankenfest. We're going to be there. I hope you guys join us. It's going to be a great time.
And the most amazing thing is it is in Port Huron, right there on the water by the Gradient Lighthouse.
Yeah, the oldest lighthouse in Michigan.
And the thing is I think the weather is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's not going to be that brutal hot June.
Right. It's going to be a good day.
And we're not the only podcasters going.
No.
There's a handful.
There's a handful. And you know what else is cool? We're going to be sharing a space with our good friends, the Baron and Cindy Knight.
I know.
Isn't that going to be fun?
It's going to be super fun because the Baron and Cindy Knight will be doing live podcasting throughout the day. Plus, they're our friends and they're fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time.
We'll be with each other all day and all night.
That's right. So if anybody comes, look for us. We're going to have the big canopy tent. So definitely come on out. It's going to be a fantastic time. There are going to be a ton of people there. A ton of amazing local creators.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of vendors. Lots of cool things to see. Lots of cool things to buy.
Mm-hmm. We've got things to buy.
We've got things to buy.
Yeah.
And I'll post on our Facebook page. We are going to be in section E, and the Baron and Cindy Knight will be in section D. And I'll post a picture of that map for everybody to see if you want to check it out.
But it's really like a combo D&E.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be under a big beige tent.
It's not beige, it's gold.
All right, it's gold. But it's going to be a great time, and we really hope to see people. I'm really looking forward to meeting people and speaking with as many people as I can So I'm excited. I know you're excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the lighthouse tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be super fun, too.
Oh, and let's not forget the ghost investigation.
That's right. We get to do another ghost investigation.
We're on a roll.
We are on a roll. I mean, we're starting to become veterans now.
I better take some sage.
We better take some sage.
I'll sage myself.
And some garlic. Well, I don't know. What else do we need?
Well, I don't think we need garlic.
Because that's vampires.
Yeah, we just needed sage. Protect me. Do not get on me. I want to see and experience things. I don't want you on my skin.
That's right.
I'm not taking anything home with me.
No.
So, there.
But take me home with you, though.
You're it. You're the only one.
Okay.
And all of our crap. So it's going to be super fun. So anyway, we hope to see everyone there. It's going to be an amazing time at Frankenfest in Port Huron. Gates open at 11. It's a free event.
Yeah.
There's, $5, which gets you in and out all day to the museum and whatnot. But it's a free event.
Yeah.
So why not come and see all the amazing things that Jerry Jodlowski has put together, and his sister. He's the director, and they're the organizers of this incredible festival.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. It's our first Frankenfest.
This is our first Frankenfest, and hopefully they'll ask us back again. I hope so.
Well, we're going to Detroit.
Yeah. We're going to Detroit, too. Yeah. Frankenfest in Detroit as well.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Great story, hon.
Thank you.
You want to sign us out?
I sure do. You better lock your doors. You better lock your windows. And you might just want to check under your bed.
Because it's alive.
It's alive.
There we go. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. And we will see you at Frankenfest on Saturday in Port Huron. And we'll see you again on Malice Monday.
See you on Saturday, I hope, and we'll see you on Monday.